Smart, smart, and smart once again. What's up, 23% Nation? Your man, Coach D, is here. And guys, yes, tonight we're going to be smart as opposed to dumb. So without any further delay, let's get into our ninth video of the 10 keys to staying motivated for peak performance. And let's always remember that this particular video series was inspired by the one and only Delatorro L McNeal II. So guys, let's go ahead and dive deep tonight. Okay, so the ninth key is set goals. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, we're talking about how to stay motivated for peak performance. Now, we've talked about all different types of keys. And tonight, I really want to talk to you about goal setting. It's very important that we not only set goals, but it's definitely important, perhaps even more important, that we accomplish our goals. So let's go ahead and talk a little more about how to set goals. Well, the first step is you gotta be smart. That's right, guys. It's very important that we create smart goals as opposed to dumb goals. Okay? But let me let you in on a little secret. The word SMART is actually an acronym. Now, 23% Nation, I know that you guys are very intelligent, but some people may not know what the word acronym means. So guys, an acronym is a word whose individual letters actually represent individual words. So here's what we mean by the word SMART. Setting SMART goals means you can clarify your ideas, focus your efforts, use your time and resources productively, and increase your chances of achieving what you want in life. That's right, guys. So once again, when we talk about SMART goals, we're talking about setting goals that are achievable within a specified amount of time. All right, so once again, the word SMART is an acronym. So allow me to go ahead and let you know what the S, M, A, R, and T actually represent. So guys, the letter S represents specific. The letter M represents measurable. The letter A represents achievable. The letter R represents relevant. And the letter T means timely or time bound. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We now know what the word SMART actually means. So first, let's talk about the letter S, meaning specific. In other words, we need to set up goals that are very specific. In other words, your goals should be clear and concise. Very important. Now, here are a few questions that you may want to ask yourself when creating specific goals. Number one, what do I want to accomplish? Number two, why is this goal important? Number three, who is involved? Number four, where is it located? And number five, which resources or limits are involved? You see? So by answering these 5 questions, that can help you develop clear and concise goals. Next, I wanted to give you an example of a specific goal in the context of the 23% challenge. That's right. So here's an example. I want to complete the 23% challenge to become totally well so that I can live a happier, healthier, more authentic lifestyle. So there you have it, guys. Here is an example of a specific goal. Next up, let's talk about the letter M, which means measurable. In other words, can you track your progress? In other words, are you moving closer or farther away from whatever it is you want to accomplish? So here are a few questions that you may want to ask yourself when it comes to your goals being measurable. how much, how many, and also consider this last question. How will I know when it is accomplished? So there you have it, guys. 3 very important questions to ask yourself to see whether or not your goals are measurable. So here is an example of a measurable goal. I will complete the 23% challenge in 1 week. That's it, guys. Remember, the 23% challenge is only 7 days long, or we can simply say 1 week. Now let's talk about the letter A, which means achievable or attainable, right? So our goal will be achievable if our goals need to be realistic, attainable, stretch your abilities, but remain possible. So here are 2 questions that we need to ask ourselves to find out if our goals are achievable or attainable. How can I accomplish this goal? Also, how realistic is the goal based on other constraints such as financial factors? All right, so here's an example of an achievable goal. I will set aside 2 hours each day for each task, save $120 to purchase plant foods, communicate with people in advance of each task, and execute all assigned wellness activities. So there you have it, guys. This is an example of an achievable goal. Next up is the letter R, which represents the word relevant. When it comes to a relevant goal, we need to ensure that our goals matter to us and that they also align with other relevant goals. So here are a few questions that we may want to ask ourselves to determine whether our goal is relevant. Does this seem worthwhile? Is this right? Is this the right time? Does this match my other efforts and or needs? Am I the right person to reach this goal? Is it applicable to the current socioeconomic environment? So guys, there you have 5 questions that you can simply ask yourself to determine whether or not your goal is relevant to whatever it is you really want to accomplish. All right, so here is an example of a relevant goal. Next month will be the perfect time because I'm on vacation for 2 weeks. So I will have free time to improve relationships with myself, my health, my family and friends, my money, and my career. So there you have it, guys. Here is an example of a relevant goal. Last but not least is the letter T, which means time bound, or we can say time sensitive. So when we talk about a time bound goal, really what we're talking about are goals that need a target date so that you have a deadline to focus on and something to work towards. So here are a few questions that you want to ask yourself to see whether or not your goal is timely. When? Another question, what can I do 6 months from now? Another question can be, what can I do 6 weeks from now? Here's the last question, what can I do today? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, whenever you have a task, a goal, or some type of outcome that you want to achieve, you always have to ask yourself, what can I do today? Because trust me, even though you may have a very busy schedule, you can always do at least one thing that'll help get you to the end result sooner rather than later. So here is an example of a time-bound goal. My realistic time frame for the completion of the 23% challenge is the 1st through the 7th of next month. So whatever next month may be, whether it's January, April, December, it really doesn't matter. The fact is that you've actually created a deadline for yourself. That's right, guys. In order for you to accomplish your goals, you must give yourself a deadline. Last but not least, I definitely want to include a few more tips. Why? Because I want you to set SMART goals. So number one, be smart about setting goals. In other words, use all the acronyms that we just went over. Make sure your goals are smart and not dumb. Okay? Also, start writing down your goals. Okay, this is very important. A lot of people just keep their goals up in their head. And unfortunately, it's very difficult for us to monitor all of our thoughts, right? So grab a sheet of paper, a pen, and start writing down your goals. All right, that'll definitely help you out. Also, use accountability partners. Now, remember, we've talked about developing an accountability team before. So this is really going to help you out. All right. I always recommend that you have a few people on your accountability team. A mentor, a friend, a family member, and probably if you are a college student or a teacher, you may want to have one of your students. If you are a business owner, you may want to have one of your customers. Why? Because these people, whether it's a customer or a student, can always offer you a perspective that you've probably never ever considered. And last but not least, let's not forget our vision boards. And always remember, you don't have to set up your vision board on your own. Remember, we talked about a vision board party. That's right, guys. Invite over your accountability team to partake in your vision board party. See how that works out? So guys, those are Coach D's tips in order to create and accomplish SMART goals. Question of the day, question of the day, and question of the day once again. Are you setting SMART goals? Now that's a yes or no question, but always include how and why. So once again, are you setting SMART goals? Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, eat well, feel well, think well, be well. Do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. I'm signing out, and definitely stay tuned for the last tip, okay? Because it's definitely coming your way. Take care and God bless.